Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Safa Ahmed, and I came all the way from Gaza. Well, almost. I'm currently based in Egypt, but I'm originally a teacher from Gaza. And after 8 years of teaching young learners with UNRWA, I'm pretty sure that if you are teaching monolingual learners, you've probably faced the same situation. We ask our learners to write, but they already know what the other will say. We ask them to speak, but there is no real need to exchange information. And the result? Tasks feel artificial and motivation drops. So the question becomes, how do we create real information gaps for monolingual learners? That's exactly why I'm here today. That's what I'll be sharing today with you. At the HAZA project, we try to do exactly this by creating real audiences and real opportunities for communication. We take learners out of their bubble by connecting them with real people in real context, connecting Palestinian learners with the students from around the world. So two projects that we've been running recently are the pen pal letters and the online intercultural link-ups. Both are low cost, flexible, and adaptable to almost any teaching context. And let me walk you through each one of them, what it is, how we implement it, impact on the students, and some real examples. So first of all, the pen pal letters. This is actually simple and structured. Students write a handwritten letter about themselves, their family, their daily life. They photograph it, they send it to us, and we send it to a partner abroad, and the reply comes back the same way. When we started this project, we had a few key aims in mind. We wanted to help young Palestinian learners develop their writing skills in English in a meaningful and purposeful way. Especially that writing is often neglected in English classes in Palestinian schools. So instead of writing for a test, students are writing to a real person, to a friend, which makes the process, again, more meaningful and purposeful. This project also connects young people in Palestine with peers and learners from around the world. And this connection is incredibly valuable. It reminds the students that they are seen, heard, and not alone. It also encourages cultural exchange. The students get to learn about each other's daily lives, traditions, perspectives, which broadens their understanding of the world. But most importantly, this project works very well across different time zones. Since it's not live, there's a flexibility, and schools can still participate regardless of scheduling challenges. But how do we actually run the project? Here is a step-by-step process. We begin by coordinating with a partner teacher and exchanging lists of interested students, details including their names and ages. We pair students carefully, usually one-to-one, to create a sense of connection and continuity. We set up a WhatsApp, a communication channel, which is usually a WhatsApp group with the teachers, mainly to exchange photos of the letters. Once pairs are set, students begin writing their letters, often starting with self-introductions. Letters are shared, students reply to their specific pen pals, and with each new round, we introduce new guided topics to deepen the exchange and make it focused. We've done this with the students as young as 6 years old and up to 17 in places like Bangladesh, Cuba, Brazil, Spain, and Turkey and Uzbekistan. And Over time, students begin asking their own questions, which makes the process even more personal. And we aim for 1 or 2 exchanges per month. Here are some real examples of some of the exchange letters. This is an exchange between Maryam from Gaza and Unaiza from Bangladesh. And as you can see, each letter is handwritten, personalized, and often decorated. Students take pride in presenting themselves, adding drawings, stickers, and some creative touches. They speak about their daily lives, their hobbies, what they do at the weekend. And so yeah, I'm gonna give you a minute to look at this. Here is another example of another exchange between Elif from Turkey and Fatin from Gaza. And you're probably now wondering, in a world of AI and technology, why the handwritten letters? You might not believe it, but the impact has been significant. We've seen improvement in writing skills, vocabulary, and confidence in English. Emotionally, this project, this exchange gives the students something to look forward to, and this is something that has been shared by the students themselves. Receiving a letter from a peer in another country can be incredibly uplifting. It also builds empathy and understanding, as the students begin to see both the differences and the similarities in their lives and cultures. And for many of our learners, especially those in Gaza, this connection offers a sense of normalcy and hope. But yeah, let's hear from the students themselves. I'm going to share now a few voices from the Gaza, Palestine, and Bangladesh exchange. Okay, sorry. So this is something that one of the students from Gaza has shared. She says, her name is Rahaf, by the way. She says, I learned new expressions like go through and touch my heart. I felt like I had a friend far away.
Hi, I just want to say I really enjoy writing letters to Pernaz. From the beginning, I was excited to teach her some Arabic, and I've already shared a few words with her. We also talk about our interests and dreams, and that makes me look forward to receiving her letters every time. Thank you.
Hi. Writing letters straight from Bangladesh feels like having a special friend in another country. I share my feelings and experiences with her. She always responds with the kind and supportive words. She also writes beautifully, and I even learned some phrases that are similar to Arabic, which I found it very interesting.
I really enjoyed learning about my pen pals culture through the letters. It was really interesting to discover their traditions in Bangladesh, especially during Eid. For example, I heard that they put henna every day during Eid, which is different from how we celebrate it. It made me more curious about other cultures.
Hi. The handwritten letter exchange with Anisa has really helped me improve my writing skills. I pay more attention now to spelling, sentence structure, and organize my paragraphs. I feel that my writing has become clearer and more structured. I also learned a lot about school life in Bangladesh, which was very interesting to me.
My pen pal is Cheyenne from Bangladesh, and we discovered that we have a lot in common. We enjoy video games and watching anime, which made it easier for us to connect. Writing is one of my favorite hobbies, so this project gives me a meaningful way to practice it while making a new friend.
Okay, so that was all about the pen pal letters, and now let's move to the online intercultural link-ups. So while the letters are asynchronous, these sessions are live. We schedule a Zoom session with between our Palestinian learners and a class abroad. And in these sessions, students introduce themselves, ask and answer questions, do show and tell, or even sometimes perform short plays. But why is this different? Because students have to think on their feet. They can't rehearse everything, and they need to negotiate meaning in real time. Sorry, can you repeat that? What does that word mean? That's authentic communication. And how do we set up a link up? It's very simple again. First we find a partner teacher and school. We agree on a time and we meet. And we've done this with schools in places like the UK, Spain, Italy, Japan, and Brazil. What happens during these sessions is that first we start with introductions, and then we move to a more structured activity, like the show and tell. Students can also read poetry they've made, and by the way, you can find all the books that those students have made right here. And they can also perform plays they've rehearsed, or simply ask and answer questions about school life and hobbies. Now you're looking at some of the screenshots from some of the link ups that we've done. And the impact is immediate. Speaking confidence grows. Students who never speak in a class volunteer to ask. Fluency develops naturally as they need to think on the spot. Listening skills improve because students will need to understand a real person, not a recording. And at the end of the day, they realize that children elsewhere laugh at the same jokes and worry about the same exams. Now I'm going to show you a few moments from some of those link-ups which basically show the range of activities and the kind of communication that happens in these sessions.
We will start with the first question, a silence question. And if we want to direct it to Jola and Malik. We ask Jabo and Malik a question.
I will read my poetry, My Gaza. In Gaza streets, where pain does the flow, a windy land, the world must know, through darkened skies and the broken ground, a song of courage still resounds, with every tear and every fight. They chase the dawn, defy the night.
From the black land of Palestine, my beloved Palestinian, the free Arab, the proud Arab, head held high, proud and dignified last hour, through age since eternity and since the alphabetical writing. History knows. The Palestinian woman is. She fell in the faces of the enemies and spoke broadly in their faces. Oh people.
Viven en paz. Podemos ver juntos. Podemos ser estrellas. Para vivir con amor no nos hace falta techo. Solo necesitamos a la gente que vive en nuestro pecho.
You never said a word in Spanish.
Yeah.
Right?
Before 2 weeks ago, I didn't know any words in Spanish.
But seriously, Spanish is a beautiful language, and for me, I really want to learn Spanish. And I'm so happy to be here reading a poem in Spanish with this book.
Passport because he doesn't have one.
We cannot send him back to somewhere if we don't know where he's from.
But we have to do something with him. أين
No, let's get the boss. Good idea, Officer Johnson. Go and get Superintendent Shah, and she will get to the bottom of this.
I think he might be English.
Why do you think that? Well, if you understand, give me your passport now.
Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze zungangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami
Yes.
You guys. Hello. What do you think about the play?
It was nice.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Hashifa, and I basically drew this. So half of it's photocopied, and we did this in our art lesson for symmetrical drawings.
She's pregnant.
Está preparando, vamos a ver.
Dabka.
Well done.
Hands up, get your hands up, get the whole world winking, whole world thinking. Hands up, put your hands up, get the whole world winking, whole world thinking with our hearts, with our hearts.
Well done.
Thank you. So what can you actually take away? Basically, you don't need a big budget or perfect internet. For pen pal letters, start with a small group, use simple topics, and a phone photo is enough. And for the online link ups, all you need to do is find a partner, whether here at IATEFL or online, or simply you can reach out to us. And maybe you can also help your students prepare a few key phrases to use it during the link up, and make sure you leave time for free conversations, because that's where the magic happens. One last thing is, this isn't only about English. For Palestinian children living under occupation or displacement, receiving a letter or seeing a friendly face on the screen says you are not forgotten. And for students abroad, they meet real people, not news headlines. These projects are not just good pedagogy, they are acts of solidarity. So if this speaks to you as a teacher, I would love to help you get involved. And that's all for today. Thank you so much, and free time.